Hi guys, how are we doing? It's Martin Cliffe here again with studio vlog number 4. It is Tuesday the 22nd of March and I'm back here in the studio. I've actually developed a little kind of a bit of a routine over the last couple of days, which is to kind of chill out in the morning, do whatever I need to do, and then sort of come down here. It's kind of 3, half 3, that kind of time, do a bit of kind of sorting out until the construction site work stops, go home, have some dinner, and then come back. The plan is to come back around 7 o'clock and start recording until 9:30, 10, something like that. So pretty relaxed. Yesterday, if you watched my update from yesterday, you'll know I had to start a bit later because of the rain. But generally, it seems to be working for me this way around. So today this morning I was kind of really kind of chilling, laid back. In fact, I think I tweeted at one point that I was sat on my bed with a mug of coffee and my guitar, just working on some stuff and generally living the life. So it's the holidays, what can you do? But what can you say? So I kind of put some more concrete ideas together for stuff which I'm going to be recording today. With any luck, and this will be quite a lot of luck, it would be nice to finish the drums today. Probably I'm going to finish them tomorrow, because I've got 5 or 6, I think 6 more tracks to do. I've done 6, I think, maybe 7. So I'm kind of a good way through where I want to be. And generally everything's coming into a kind of sensible kind of amount of time. I think the shortest track is about 3 minutes and the longest one's about 4.5, which is what I'm kind of aiming for with this stuff. Now if you can hear a weird noise behind me, allow me to explain. The song Down the River that I wrote yesterday with the heavy thing in drop B, I had an idea that for the first verse section I would play it with a kind of lo-fi kind of sound, as if it's coming off a radio or something. So it's not going to be the heavy drop tuned guitar. In fact, I'm going to play it on this, and I've come up with this tone that basically I'm on the neck pickup, and I've got the guitar volume. I mean, at the moment it's all the way off, but it's rolled down to about 4, going through the Sir Rufus, which gives it a really kind of trebly thin tone until you've got the volume most of the way up, by design in the green mode. Then I've got my Jackrabbit trem on, so that's obviously feeding all the amplifiers, and then I've got a bit closer kind of lo-fi delay going on the timeline. I've got the warble effect on the Mobius, and then just a studio reverb. And kind of the idea of this is to simulate, as I say, a kind of old tape machine or something along those lines. I should also say, you may be able to see in the background, I swapped over my Ibanez TSA 15 for another of my tweaker heads. I haven't got extra speaker cabinets, but I've just decided that for now I'm going to run the 2 sides of the wet signal just through a 1x12 cab rather than through 2 1x12 cabs, which isn't perfect by any means, but it kind of gets the job done. At some point I do definitely want to add another couple of cabs to my arsenal, but that's a little way down the line. So that's where I'm at. Let me just play you this tone briefly, just to remind yourself of the main riff, which I've still got in my looper. So then I thought I would then take this guitar and do the first verse. Whether it stays on this guitar, whether I end up doing it on acoustic, I don't know, or maybe I'll double it. But this was the kind of sound that I came up with for the start. And I'd say the strange noises you may hear in the background, other than the guy hammering upstairs, because it is still during the afternoon, is the warble effect, which adds kind of, I guess, vinyl noise or something to the sound. So that's with the volume all the way up, and you can hear the fuzz. But if I then take it down, let's say to about 4, and then the main riff will kick in. Now I played a couple of wrong notes there. I'm still learning it in this because, as I say, I wrote it on the drop B guitar. But I thought that sound would really work. Let me turn off this warble noise because it's driving me nuts. So there we go. So what I did this morning as I was sort of planning stuff, as I was sat on the bed with my coffee, was went through the instrumental tracks and kind of mapped out all the chord changes and stuff, because a lot of the stuff, certainly Reflections and also Remembering, came from looper jams, which obviously, you know, is great, but then it means it's the same chord pattern all the way through, whereas what I needed to do was kind of come up with some kind of movement in it, so coming up with B sections and in one case a C section, just kind of different ideas. So I've done that. I've kind of noted them all down, and now at this point, because obviously I still can't do any formal recording, I'm going to be sitting down at the computer, putting all the markers in place, getting everything set up. You know, I know what tempo they need to be at, so that when I come back after dinner, I can then get the drums tracked on them. So definitely good progress being made. As I say, if I'm halfway through and I'm on day 4, but essentially only day 3 of recording, then if, as I say, I get the drums done, ideally by the end of tomorrow, then I can clear out the drums and set up for guitar recording on Thursday. Record guitars Thursday, Friday. Bass and acoustic guitar I can track at home. That I don't need the studio environment for, but to get some of the guitar tones I really need to be loud, and I can do that here much more easily than I can at home, because people in the neighbouring apartments might get a little bit cross if I'm running 315 watt amps at, well, not full whack, but they're reasonably loud, and they're tube amps, so they've got some oomph to them. It's perfect in this size of room, but yeah, too much for the apartment, too much for me in the apartment as much as anything else. But there we go, making good progress, very happy. I'll see you later. Hey, it's 8:10, something like that. I've been in here about an hour this evening, and got 3 songs tracked. Ardbeg 17, Sounds and Silences, and Road Back Home. I'm a little bit puffed, shall we say, after Ardbeg 17, because it's very fast, and I've just done like 3 takes of it, so very pleased with how they've gone. I'm just backing up what I've done today so far, before, and also just having a breather, having some water, just generally having a bit of a chill out. I am hoping to do at least 1 more track before the night is out, maybe 2, which will then put me in a pretty good place, certainly to be finished tomorrow. So yeah, really pleased with how things are going. Yeah, I mean, I wish that I could play you some of what I've recorded, because I'm really pleased with it, but the only problem is, because my recording interfaces are here, I then can't then port the stuff across to my home PC. Well, I can put it, but I can't load it up until I get my recording interfaces back home. Once I've finished the drums after tomorrow, I'll be able to take one of the 5 studios back across, because I'll only need at most 8 inputs for recording the guitars, which is going to be my next project for the rest of the week once the drums are done. So at that point, hopefully I'll be able to at least play you a little bit of what's going on, just in case you're interested. Obviously there won't be any video of it, because I have consciously not shot any video of me playing, because A, it's quite boring, and B, it becomes much more of a kind of performance than a serious recording session, I find, if I do that. So, and also I didn't want to have to deal with putting video lights up and that kind of stuff. I'm just working with the lighting in the room. I did actually bring the lights across on Saturday when I was setting up, and then today I thought, no, I'm not going to do this, sack it. So I've taken them all back to my storeroom, just because it wasn't my focus of this. I may shoot some video footage for a couple of the tracks off this recording at some point, but it's not going to be of me playing drums with headphones on in the studio. Just doesn't interest me. Plus, it's such a horrid orange backdrop. So, yeah. But this will probably be the end of this update for today. So, big thumbs up for day 4. I say, hoping to get 1 or 2 more tracks done this evening. It's interesting because when I came back from dinner, I obviously had the wrong thing for dinner. I had some, bacon, egg, and cheese wraps. And I felt really, really lethargic. I even had a coffee, which I never do in the evening, just to try and wake myself up. But then the power of music means that I've then taken that, and the energy of what I've been recording has woken me up. So now I'm quite lively. It could be the caffeine, but I think it's as much as any of the music, and also having to play at 148 beats a minute or whatever Ardbeg 17's ended up as. But yeah, very pleased. So I'll see you tomorrow, and until next time, take care. Okay, so I was gonna do more tracking tonight, but I've just read about the attacks in Brussels and Belgium. So all this music stuff is by the by when something like that happens. So I'm just gonna end this video. You might think it's crash, you might think it's perfectly appropriate. I don't care. I'm going to end this video with a minute's silence, just to kind of show my respect for everyone involved. May God be with the victims and their families, and everyone in Belgium at this time. Peace out, everybody.